At midnight, I might not be me. That much is true. Every time I move into a new home, I feel the old presence, and they feel my fear. They attack me, and on every New Year's Eve, the dead make their move. Tonight is more of the same dread. When the clock strikes 12, I fear I'll no longer be Gail Pedersen. My best bet is to always move elsewhere before ringing in the new year. Move to a different apartment. That's been my strategy so far. But it's nothing more than a temporary cure. The thing is I can't escape. And these aren't the same spirits attacking me either. They don't follow me. Like waves of reinforcing troops, the new blood shows up. New faces, new people. The hauntings an ongoing cryptic cycle. I wasn't conventionally attractive. No one worth possessing at least. With dark hair and even darker eyes, I had an attractive face, sure. But my hollow cheekbones and pointed nose, the rest of me was too lanky, too bony. My pale skin apparently scared of the sun. Throughout this year, I'd been called Scarlett O'Hara. Teased I was a lost hipster from Gone with the Wind. Even dressed in loose t-shirts and jeans, I guess the deep South accent gave it away. But now my unique style and looks were in jeopardy. My eccentric personality on the ropes. For 2019, there'd been a spirit tormenting me in my new apartment. Rebecca Downey. Room 12 was creepy from the start. The walls were narrow, cramped. A bulky TV. Complete with huge rabbit ears, my loan company. A modest kitchenette only offered me a coffee maker and rusty stove. All I had were the bare essentials. The lone window, just a third-floor view of urban decay. I'd moved into another apartment in Atlanta, Georgia. And again, a former resident had set their sights on me. Rebecca's exotic tan skin and flowing black hair haunted me, as did her pearly white smile. Those big eyes helped her impossible sex appeal, as did her curves and big boobs. What set her apart from the other spirits was the tight red tank top, the ripped jeans, her baby blue Converses, and even more flamboyant piercings made it clear Rebecca was stuck in her 1980s youth. And she was looking to sink that rebellious attitude straight into me. Rebecca's attacks were similar to what I'd suffered in 2018. Just like the ghost I barely escaped. My other Atlanta apartment was basic. A brick building that'd been around since the 19th century. Room 10 no less tight and cozy than where I was now. Only its ghost was much different. A Southern Gothic aristocrat, her accent matched the constant dramatics and theatrical anxiety. Like me, she too was pale and gaunt. Every day, I felt her presence, saw her reflection and pretty gown in the long mirror, heard her Georgia cries in the late-night hours. And then, over time, she became more defined. She got closer to me. By December 2018, the Southern Belle may as well have been my roommate. I could feel her smooth touch. Rather than just sense the sinister smile, I saw it with my own eyes. Midnight, she'd tease as her bony fingers caressed my hair. My fear. 2019 will be our year, dear. On New Year's Eve, I finally managed to get a new apartment. Hours before that deadline of the dead, I didn't so much relocate as hide out in room 12 that night. And at midnight, I was relieved my bonus was still alive. Still in the flesh. I was still Gail. But then Rebecca came along. The horror returned like a sequel I never asked for. Only she was even scarier than the socialite. An 80s new wave warrior, Rebecca was tougher, fiercer. She'd yell at me, taunt me, and her harsh punches and shoves sent me to the floor many times over those 12 months. And above all, she **ing terrified me. Broke as hell, I had nowhere to go. No one to run to. By now, I was alienated in Atlanta. Had no friends, much less a boyfriend. No job. Nothing except those evenings and late nights spent with my latest spirit. Don't forget New Year's Eve, Rebecca would tell me. Then she'd wrap those fingerless gloves around my throat, her sneer stabbing my quivering eyes. At midnight, **TCH. Finally, December 31st, 2019 arrived. I knew I'd have to fight for my life in my own home once more. The move last year hadn't protected me. Just delayed the inevitable. Made me the prey to yet another ominous phantom. Now there's only a few hours left for Gail Pedersen. Unless I find a way out. Another temporary escape. Shivering in the cold room, I paced around the apartment. all while Rebecca kept that vicious gaze on me, her hungry smile eager for a midnight snack. "There's not much time left, girlie," she teased. Rebecca's electric hand ran along my pale arm, test driving my flesh. "Then you're all mine." "No," I yelled. Staggering back, I reached for the door. Rebecca stayed behind, just watching me, her malevolent poise on point, still in control. Midnight, her wicked tone followed me. I ran out the apartment and slammed the door behind me. Alone in the hallway, I scanned the desolation. Saw the bathroom I had to share with all the other tenants here at the Ashby house. The few tenants here that were still alive, that is, wherever they were. The open windows let the chilling Atlanta cold further unnerve me. There was darkness outside, dim lighting inside. Cryptic portraits surrounded me on those old white walls. Deep down, I felt no hope as the new year approached. Where else could I hide? I needed to move out, and move quick. Behind me, room 10 caught my eye. The apartment that almost possessed me last year. The home of a most disturbing Southern belle, and one of the Ashby house's many entrapped residents. This 200-year-old boarding house, a brick cemetery. Its skeleton crew eager for my soul. All of them waiting in excitement for 12 o'clock to arrive. The desperate pounding at the door startled me. Frightened, I turned and looked back. Back to room 12. The door shook with each violent hit. The knob rattled with ferocity. Midnight, I heard Rebecca scream. At midnight, you're mine. I felt tears in my eyes, all while the many portraits and their stoic glares watched me. Last year I was lucky, but now Rebecca knew I was another year older. Another year weaker. I can only pray Gail Pedersen makes it through the night.